Thanks for joining the webinar. So, we are glad to inform you all that we are going to initiate the Africa League's first chapter, first edition. This is going to be the first Africa League ever. This is going to be jointly hosted by, IMN Technologies, our partner in Namibia, and Avishkar. So, Tarun, I think you can do a better job in introducing Shanice and talking about the league further. And I'll continue to remind others to join. Over
Fantastic.
to you,
Yeah.
Tarun.
Thank you very much, Pooja. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining this call. I know it's, for some of you, it's fairly inconvenient because the time zones will not be the same. It's afternoon here in India. And so I wish you good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all in one sentence. My name is Tarun. I'm the founder and CEO of Avishkar. We at Avishkar have been running this particular league for many, many years now. The idea is to make innovation a day-to-day activity for every child in every country, every continent, any face of the earth. Before I get started, I will like to just very quickly, I know we have a smaller group here. We have people joining in from, I think, predominantly Africa, or some from India and some other parts of the world as well. So if I could just very quickly, on your chat engine, if you could represent which country are you from, so that we have some sense of the audience, so that we can tailor the question and answer session accordingly. So if you could just write in the chat engine what countries you are here from, and maybe Pooja, once people have done that, I'll stop for a couple of minutes, and you can probably just let me know where are they from before I get started. Does that make sense,
Sure,
Pooja?
sure. Yes, yes.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah. So
Um,
Ibnur sir has also joined us now.
Hi, Abdur, how are
And
you?
Aniza and Nuria are also joining. Roy is also joining.
Fantastic. So we have Zimbabwe, we have Singapore, of course, we have Namibia, we have
Nigeria.
Nigeria,
Yes.
and India, of course.
Uganda.
We are Uganda is
Uganda.
there.
Yes.
Fantastic, fantastic, phenomenal. Okay, so people who have been a part of our ecosystem know what Avishkar League is. People who are new to the ecosystem, this is I'll just give a very quick overview of what Avishkar League is. See, Avishkar League is think of it as a celebration of a festival of science and technology. So when I say festival, I would like to, I've very consciously chosen not to use the term competition, uh, because in competitions, by expectation, there are winners and losers. Whereas in celebration or in festivals, everyone is celebrating something or the other. Um, we have been running this league for many years now, 15 years. I think close to, 500,000 children would have participated in this league across the world. We have had 15 chapters of this league within India, few virtual during the Corona time period, and others physical in nature. And then this league has happened in many different countries. So we started off, the first international version we did was in America at University of Washington. That's my alma mater. Then the second one we did it in Singapore at Singapore University of Technology and Design. Third one we did in Dubai at BITS Pilani in Dubai. Fourth one that we did was in China, and fifth one in Russia. And after that, our international leg stopped, because after that 2020 happened, and for 2-3 years there was not much of international travel. So we had to also, curtail our ambitions. But I think we feel very confident now, 5 years after COVID. We feel very confident that the international version has to get initiated. And what blessed better place than Namibia or Africa for that matter, and Namibia in specifically. I have been personally to many different African countries, and I believe that, while each country is very beautiful and very scenic, but I have not seen a place on earth where a desert, a mountain, and an ocean meet. And, that's still a country I need to visit, but Namibia is one of those countries. It's a beautiful nation with very welcoming people, and we are very proud and happy to organize the Avishkar League's international version, or the first African version, in Namibia. Before I get more into the detail of that, I would like to just get you excited about what the league does. how exciting it gets. Maybe some of you will see your own pictures and videos in it, but let me just share the screen very quickly and show you what typically a league, looks like. One person. Uh, Sunil sir, I wanted to share my screen. So I just go ahead and share.
Tarun, just
Uh,
try. Yeah.
yeah, I tried, Pooja. Can you see my screen? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So let me start off with this after movie of our league that happened just a couple of months back in January of 2025. This is how it looked like. No, I think I chose a different version. Sorry, this is the new version. So while I've hopefully, one second. Hopefully you liked what you saw on your screen. Pooja, was everyone able to see what
Yes.
I had played? Fantastic.
Yes.
So it was a fairly exciting competition, 16 different chapters of the league, in some in India, some outside India. Almost 8,000 plus participants came to the nationals, and it was a fabulous show. People who have attended here from this group would also vouch for the fact that it's nothing like anything that you would have seen so far. Um, and we want to recreate this magic in an international location, and we have as I said, I've already talked about, there's no place on earth that I have seen where the deserts meet the water, the oceans and the mountains at one place. So I have our partners from Namibia here, Shanice and Irwin, who are going to be our organizing partners for Avishkar League, the very first Avishkar League in Namibia, in Africa rather. So Shanice, if you don't mind, if you could just introduce yourself and why people should come to. I mean, I'm happy to talk more about Namibia, but I have been there only for a week. So if you could just for a couple of minutes introduce yourself, and then maybe welcome people to come to Namibia for this particular league that's going to happen there in the month of September. I think it will be very helpful, and then I can talk about more about the league, and in the end we will keep open for some questions.
Thank you, Tarun. I hope everyone can hear me.
Yes.
Am I audible? Okay, great. I think I'll introduce myself and then I'll give over to my leader, and then he can just introduce our company and then take it over from there. So my name is Shanice Brits. I'm the operations officer at IMN Technology. We launched in 2003. Yeah, and then I would can just introduce my leader, Mr. Vanin Javera.
Hi, Arvind sir. Shanice, you're muted.
I don't see Irwin sir here in this call right now.
He was on just now.
Yeah, maybe,
We're not
you
at the
know,
same venue right
I can
now.
see his
yeah.
name. I can see his name.
Or can you? Maybe he's unable to unmute himself. But maybe in that case, while he does that, you know, Shanice, we all have to fill in sometimes.
Yeah, sure. All
No,
right,
he's there.
awesome.
I can see
Oh,
him
there
now.
he, there
Yeah,
he
yeah.
is.
Oh, you can't hear? Can you hear us, Mr. Irwin? You're on mute. No, you're not on mute, but there's something wrong with your uh, with your mic
Speaker.
system, I think.
Yeah, mic system.
Something wrong with your mic system. So maybe Shanice, while he fixes the technical glitch, I think you'll
Yes,
have to do
yes,
the
sure.
honors of introducing IMN technology, why everyone should book a ticket right away and you know, come
Yeah.
to the oceans, the mountains, and the deserts of Namibia.
Yeah, so with us today, we have our team of Janet Njavera's also here, Raurika's also here. Vange should be joining us soon as well. So we are a team of 5. So like I said, we launched in 2003. We had a launch and we had the honors of having Mr. Tarun there as well in Namibia. So we are super excited to host the first Avishkaar League, the African edition here in Namibia. And we do look forward to hosting everyone. We extend the invite to all Avishkaar partners, and we look forward to a great session, a great time. Yeah.
Just couple of quick questions, qualifying questions. Shanice, I know, you know, I wish Arvind sir was there. I know he's a, you know, he's traveled the breadth and the depth of the country. Maybe, you know, if you could just say why children should come to Namibia. One, what is so special about Namibia that it is something that nobody should miss out on their itinerary. And second is, you know, if you could tell about how the government of Namibia is also, you know, trying to take it to different nooks and corners and how big the competition is going to be.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, like Tarun mentioned, we are. I say we are underrated African country. We are not the very well known. But yeah, it is a beautiful country. We are a small nation of about 3 million people only. With AI and technology and robotics, we are looking, or at least the government is looking to invest more in this sector and to open it up, this opportunity, especially the Avishka League, to all 14 regions. So yeah, we are looking at expanding the competition and having all schools given the opportunity to participate in the competition as well. So we're looking at hopefully a big event, an exciting event. And yeah, I think we have a lot to offer in terms of wildlife. We have great national parks, and it will be an exciting time. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. I think this was very helpful. Mr. Irwin, can you once try to see if you can also join into the call?
Tarun, by the time Irwin sir is trying to do that, I'll just let you know. We have been joined by our Zimbabwe partners, our Philippines partner, then partners from Mozambique has also joined. Partner from Nigeria is also here. Obviously, we just spoke about partner from Singapore is also here. Uganda partner is also here, and of course, Namibia partners are also here. And I think soon we are going to be joined by partners from Ghana, Ivory Coast, and Botswana.
Sorry, I think some connection problem at my end. My network got broke. Mr. Irwin, can we hear you now? No, he's still not audible. He's still not. Pooja, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you're audible also, visible also.
Fantastic. So, Mr. Evan, we'll try to get back again to you to see if, your audio is working. For those who recently
Libya
joined,
also is
I
here.
just,
I'm sorry, I missed.
yeah, yeah.
Libya is also here. They just messaged.
What, can you hear me now?
Mr. Evan, we can hear you now. We can hear you
Yes,
now.
we can also
Yes.
see you.
Thank you very much. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. It's a pleasure for me to be here and connecting with Africa and the world around. It's a pleasure. I think Shanice have introduced. I was hearing the rest of the people, but there was a glitch with my mic here. But I'm glad. I think we are honored to be given this opportunity to host the festival, as I'm made to understand now, and especially to have an African flavor with our brothers and sisters from the continent, trying to participate in making strides within the area of robotics and STEM educations and AI. We are ready to host. We just want to hear from those participants that are willing to come. We have a dedicated team that is working around the clock to get information as possible. This team is a team that will work with individual countries that are willing to participate. Namibia is the country of contrast, as Darun have said. This is where you meet all the differences of the nature into one bowl. Our ocean is meeting the deserts. It's a spectacular sight. Our northern part is more on the vegetation part and more forestry. The southern part and the eastern part is more of sunfelt, more. We are between two deserts, the Kalahari Desert on the east and the Namib Desert on the west. It's a country where of wide open spaces, as they call it. There is enough space. You will freely be able to enjoy Namibia while you are participating in this particular competition or festival. In a nutshell, this is what unless there's questions, I submit.
Thank you very much, Mr. Evan. This was really, really helpful. And I believe, Pooja, I hope no one has questions and we can go ahead with the rest of the parts of the presentation.
Yes,
Pooja,
yes,
do people
yes,
have
yes.
any questions or should we
No
move ahead?
questions so far. No questions so far.
Fantastic. So I think the next, order of the day is to talk about what the league is going to be. As I mentioned, first things, it is not a competition, it's a celebration. Everyone is winning and everyone is celebrating science and technology. We started our first league in 2010 with I think there were 14 schools and or other 75 participants that, as I mentioned. It has grown to a place where we had almost 200,000 participants last year across India and some of the other parts of the world, with 9,000 people coming in and on the actual event day, from after winning many zonals and many different virtual levels of competition. The competition has three parts to it. One is, that's the competition that we organize in India. We will have two parts of the competition, most likely in Namibia, as we are planning to do. The first part of the competition is a robotics competition. It's a closed competition. So when I say closed competition, it means it has a very well-defined problem statement. There are points to be given on each and every aspect of what your robot does. And based on the points it's a very objective robotics competition, so there is no subjectivity. If your robot does a certain task, then it will gets scored some points doing those tasks, and whoever has the maximum number of points actually wins on the day. There are multiple levels. There is a junior level, middle level, and senior level. Similarly, there is Avishkaar Makeathon. Makeathon is an open problem statement. So when I say open problem statement, what it means is you can choose whatever way you want to, so we give you themes mostly around, United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. So there are 7 of them. Based on those, we kind of promote certain themes, and based on those themes, you come up with a project idea that you want to demonstrate. So this is not where you're competing with each other through a robot, but you are there to demonstrate, you're there to present. This one has still has objective, points, but there is a bit of subjectivity of the judges involved. We intend to do these two competitions in Namibia. The more formal details will be provided to you in the times to come. Today is a session to just give you an orientation about what is the time frame when this competition is going to happen, what is going to be the problem space statement as far as the Avishkaar, the robotics league is concerned. Makeathon problem statements, if we decide to do that, because that involves some local ground support, we will actually let you know in advance. That will happen. Now, coming back to the theme, so we have a fantastic theme. For every year, we decide on a largest theme. What is the theme on which the children should be making robots, or should be demonstrating their projects on? The theme is a very exciting one called Rise of Machines. I'll just play a very quick video for you to see that, and then hopefully, maybe talk after that about the problem statement as well. So this is the quick video. So Rise of the Machines, I will read out the problem statement for you to understand the theme part. This is what the real world inspiration is. So there are going to be, by the way, two levels of this competition. One is a junior level, and the second one is the senior level. So grade 3 to 5 is junior level, and 6 to 9 is a senior level problem statement. Exact grades, don't quote me on this right now. They will be told when the problem statement is made online available. But this is what the inspiration is. In a world where AI machines have turned rogue and threaten humanity, a powerful space beacon Doom Sentry is sending out corruption signals to control dangerous AI machines on Earth. The only possible way to stop these signals is by using special jammers called flung stampers. So there is a certain problem statement for the junior level. I will not go out into complete details, but it will be available for you to see. So as you can see the problem statement, there is a proper arena which is mentioned. You will have to make two robots which can do, which divide and conquer and do certain tasks. One of the robots is going to be a programmable robot. The other one is going to be a mechanical robot. The same thing is actually going to happen for the senior level arena as well. So it talks in tremendous details. What you should expect in terms of arena. What is the size of the arena? What are the size of different patterns, lines which go on top of the arena? In fact, the arenas are available for you to locally download and print also for you to utilize. It talks about what the first robot is supposed to do and what the second robot is supposed to do. And in the end, it also talks about, task description of the task and what is deviations. One important thing that you will notice here is that, there is a proper, very well-defined scoring system. For example, if one of the robots is called Robo Runner, the other robot is called Handybot. So every task that each of these robots do, either individually or together, fetches you some points. So for example, if Robo Runner moves completely out of the Robo Runner start area, then it gets 50 points. If RoboRunner moves the flung stampner 1, by the way, RoboRunner is the programmable robot, then it gets an additional 50 points. So every task that each of these two robots do, it fetches you some points. And what we have done is we have added it so that they are the same number of points across the two categories. So 1,000 points. And then, you get some bonus points also as a part of this, where if your robot is able to finish the task a little earlier, then you get bonus points based on or commensurate or proportional to whatever minutes or whatever seconds are left for you. So this is for the junior level, as I said. Again, very well defined problem statement. The first robot you have to make is a programmable robot called RoboRunner, and the HandyBot is a mechanical robot. Both the robots have to work in tandem. That's the junior level problem statement. Let me show you the middle level problem statement also, and then I'll probably end up taking more questions from everyone. So the middle level problem statement is, again, the real world inspiration is again rise of machines. In a futuristic battle for Earth, malfunctioning robots have descended upon our planet, wreaking havoc and attempting to take over humanity's last hope lies in a powerful device hidden within a high security warehouse. This device holds the key to disabling the rogue robots and saving Earth. The device, however, requires three special parts called power cells to activate its power. The power cells have to be brought to a collection zone, and then something else also needs to happen. So all of that is there for you to read in detail later. We will be sharing the problem statements with everyone. Again, like the last problem statement, there is a mat which is mentioned, or an arena which is mentioned. Arena will have two different robots. One is a programmable robot, the other one is a mechanical robot. Again, very detailed description about what would be the size of the props, what would be the size of different markings on the arena. Everything will be very, very well and clearly defined. And it basically talks about what should happen. So ideally, the automated robot will be starting from this area. It will most likely capture certain things from here, and then drop into the collection zone. And finally, the final robot actually captures that and put it into the storage zone, the mechanical robot. And each task that you do, there is a deep, very detailed description. So each task that you do basically fetches you certain points. So for example, there is a concept of mid-match scoring and an end-match scoring. I will talk about that a little later, but maybe in the next session. But to give you an example, carrier moves completely out of this carrier start area, you get 20 points. Carrier moves alpha zone power cell completely out from the storage zone, you get 50 points, and then 50 points, and so on and so forth. Again, 420 points for the first robot, the carrier one, which is programmable, and the navigator one, you get 580 points. If you add up the 2 points, it's 1,000 points. Again, you get bonus points if you have been able to complete the whole arena run in less than 4 minutes. So whatever additional time you have for each second, you get certain points. So as I mentioned, this is the senior level problem statement, more for grades 6 to 9, and the first one was for grade 3 to 5. Those are the two problem statements that we have for the Robotics League. As I said, we are still figuring out the Avishkaar Makeathon part. We will be talking about its participation a little later. But here, these are very fixed robotic design systems or robotic problem statements, closed robotic problem statements. You need to build robots out of Avishkaar kits, and you need to come prepared with the robot. You can download these arenas at your respective, in your respective geographical locations, and you can test it out there before you come to the Namibia internationals. That's pretty much from my end as far as the problem statements are concerned. Let me open up the mic for any questions that people may have regarding this first, and then we can talk more about the logistics and the administrative aspects. Pooja, if people have any questions, and if you could just let me know what were the questions, I'm happy to answer.
So far no questions from anyone, but I think we can give them a minute to type their questions, or they can unmute and ask. Though this is just the first webinar, it was basically to give them an idea that we are doing this league and the timelines for the same. Of course, there are multiple aspects, the venue and other things. One thing is for sure, that this is happening in the capital of Namibia, which is Windhoek. We don't know the exact venue, but we know it's happening in Windhoek. So anyone who wishes to,
Yeah.
look out for hotels or something, they can start doing that. Of course, you can't do the booking because we are yet to get the confirmed date. So hopefully by the next webinar, when we do, Shanice, we will have the venue details and the time and the date also. Correct, Shanice?
Yes, yes, we will. By the next webinar, we should have those.
So there is a
But the
question, Tarun,
timeline is mostly September and mid of
Yeah.
September. That's the time frame that we are planning to
Right.
do this.
Yeah, but exact date we are yet to announce. Yeah, mid-September is tentatively the timeline for this. How many countries are going to participate in this competition is a question by Sumit Sir, Tarun, if you can answer.
I think there will be, I mean, I can see people here from various countries. So we have our fantastic, enthusiastic team from Nigeria. We have people from Botswana. We have people from Mozambique. We have people from Zimbabwe. We have people from Namibia, of course. So 5 countries there. Ghana, then Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
I quoted Ivory Coast 7, and then 8 is Ethiopia. So we know these people are definitely coming for the competition. I still need to know more about, people. So of course, hopefully some teams from India will also be there. So 9 countries in total. 10th country, in case, if Singapore signs up, that will be the 10th
We
country.
also have Amit Sir from Philippines.
Yeah,
We
Ibnur
also
is
have,
there from Singapore.
yes. Amit Sir is
So
also here
that's,
from
and then
Philippines.
we have Libya, and then we have Uganda also. So I think it's safe to assume that 10 different countries would be represented, and majority of those countries would be from the African continent.
Yeah. Yeah, Tarun, there's a question.
So estimate date.
No, I would like to verify the levels and age ranges for the robotics category. This is from Nigeria.
Okay, so there are 2 age groups. One is junior level and the senior level. So junior level will be, grades 3 to 5, and senior level would be grades 6 to 9. We will be clearly mentioning the age groups and the grades when the problem statement is officially sent to everyone. What I showed to you is a PDF document. But when we upload it on the internet on our problem statement area, then exact dates, ages would be also mentioned. But grade 3 to 5 is junior level, and 6 to 9 is senior level. Again, one important criteria to note is it is the problems, the participation is upward compatible. So what I mean by upward compatible is, if a child from grade 4 wants to participate for whatever reasons in grade 6 competition, that's okay with us. But vice versa is not possible. So grade 7 child would not be able to participate in the junior level competition. So again, I repeat, 2 levels, junior level and senior level. Junior level is grade 3 to 5, and senior level is 6 to 8 or 6 to 9. Pooja, I hope I answered the question. Okay. Estimated date. So we have talked about, Vishaka, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, Tarun, we can.
Okay. So estimated date is, as I mentioned, mid of September. We do have a date in mind. Mid of September, I'm not saying about a date because then it becomes etched in stone. But mid-September is the time frame. I think within a week's time, Shanice, would week be a good time frame to propagate what the actual date would be?
Yes, Tarun. So by the time we have our next webinar, we should give an exact date and location as well, venue as well.
Yeah. So give and take 7, 1 week or 10 days, this will be clear, right, Shanice?
Yes, Tarun.
Okay, fantastic. But it's most likely going to be mid of September this year. How many teams from India in junior level are participating? So Shruti, we don't know that number right now. This is the first ever interaction we have done for the the Namibia League. I think by end of this month or maybe mid of next month, we will have a clarity on the actual number of teams. So we still have some time because we are looking in the month. We are in the month of March. So gives us roughly April, May, June, July, August. So almost 6 months time frame we have before the competition happens. I think 1 month from now, we will have a fairly good idea of how many teams are going to participate and in which level and from what all countries. Right now, we can give a guess estimate, whatever I'm saying is based on conjecture. Around 10 countries would be participating, and it's easier to assume that there will be around 50, 60 odd teams coming from 10 countries.
Then there's a question from VAG Fusion. I would also like to verify if we are expected to participate in Namibia in September and then in Delhi in January 2026.
See, all our competitions are, we welcome anyone who comes to India with open arms. But ideally, we would want to do an international separately than Delhi. But in Delhi, you see our, if you decide, if you want to come, we are welcoming you with open arms. But every year, international, wherever we decide to do the international competition, that's where we are expecting the individual countries to come from. But as I again said, if you come during 2026, we will all extend you invitations. And it will be our honor and privilege to welcome you here. But ideally, how it works is each country is supposed to have its own competition. And then we do an international one at a place where all the winners of different countries come together. So example, we will open up only to the Indian winners to come and participate in Namibia. For example, when we, are welcoming Nigeria teams, you did the competition last year in Nigeria. So we'll be only, we will ask you to invite only those teams which did well, which were the winners in the competition in Nigeria first. So I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, Tarun, and then our Zimbabwe partner is just, asking if Namibia will also be willing to travel to other countries for the competitions. I think hopefully, yes, if there's a good opportunity and, if the participants are willing to, I don't think it should be a no. But if Shanice wants to answer.
Yeah, I think it's not something which, we can only promote. It's individual countries and teams to decide what they want to do. So Shanice, there's a question for you.
Thank you for that question, Roy. Yes, I think we would be willing to travel to other countries in the future. But yeah, it's not a no.
Perfect. Perfect. And Tarun, would you like to mention about the Africa League that we'll be doing it in a different country every year? So that's also an opportunity for other partners to host it,
Yeah.
This is going to be the first edition, and then next year onwards, they can also host it and the other countries will participate. So this should be like an
Yes.
ongoing thing. All right. Any more
Vishaka,
questions? No more questions coming up, Tarun.
fantastic. So, just finishing or wrapping up on where Pooja left, the goal that Avishkar has is, from the day one, what we have started saying is in two different ways and formats. One is to create an army of innovators across the world. How you do that is when you take your message to every country and you have some, outposts there who also propagate their messages, the same message into their own respective country. So, or the other is, to become a de facto platform to make innovation possible, whether in hardware or in the software domain. These competitions or these festivals are a very important means to do it. The role we play as an organization is we provide you the technical support. We become the conduit through which, people and partners from across the countries can, connect with each other. We think of us as a medium, a common broadcast medium that is connecting all the sparking stars and the nodes from all different countries. That's what we play. So this year, the International League is in Namibia. That's shining as a star. Next year, it would be Nigeria or Zimbabwe or Singapore or, Cambodia. Irrespective, wherever you decide that you want to do it, like, our partners in Namibia took the initiative this year. We are here to support you. So we are agnostic and have no bias towards where to host the league. wherever you feel a beautiful league can be run, where people from different parts of the world can come, celebrate each other's commonalities, and look, do not look towards the differences. I think in the world which is so full of strife and the otherization these days, as you can see on your televisions and the social media, I think this is an initiative to join people together, to bring people from different hues and cries and the races together in under one umbrella, so that we can realize that we have more in common than what we have differences. I think I've said enough, and I would love to see each and every one of you in Namibia in mid of September, and having a phenomenal time. And I know Irvin and Shanice are amazing hosts, and we will have this. I will probably take. We will make you dance on some of the Bollywood notes also during the competition. That's something, that's the Indian culture we will bring to the table.
Yeah, Tarun, noted. I think, we have concluded it nicely. And I think we've addressed the questions as well. Shanice, would you like to say anything about the competition?
Before we call it a wrap.
Yeah, just last time we are bringing this to you. If you have anything to say before we conclude.
Sorry, I was muted, speaking while I was muted. I see there were 2 or 3 questions that came in on the chat.
Yeah, so I'll just read. Tarun, the question is it a one-day event? How long will the competition last? Will Avishkar sponsor or will provide some help to Indian winners? These are some of the questions.
Mr. Chandel, the winning awards of the Avishkar, the league winners were handed over to, handsome awards were handed over to the participants. So no, we won't be able to sponsor the event. This is for your own to, travel and explore. But of course, there will be awards during that competition also. So you will be winning certificates, medallions, and you'll be winning some prizes also, tech gadgets and stuff like that on the actual event day. But this event is not getting sponsored by Avishkar for the Indian winners. I wish I could, but that's not going to happen. Second is it a one-day event? We still need to finalize the contours of the event. We will work with Shanice to figure out if we can operate. We can provide some sort of a composite tour, or at least connect you to agencies which can provide you a composite tour. Because when you're traveling to that far of a place, you just don't want to attend the event only. You want to do more things over there. So we will figure out something. But as I know, if you're traveling all the way to Namibia, you should have at least 5 to 6 days at hand, so that you can see the how beautiful this country is.
Thank you, Tarun. If I may come in, this is Irvin. Of course, detailed information will be loaded on a weekly basis. I'm quite sure that there is a website for all the participants created, or we should be created for regular information and through webinars. But as regard with information about the country, the safety aspects, travel arrangements, health regulations, visa and entry immigration informations, those information, we have a team that can answer that. It will be best if we could, through a platform, we'll be able to get the questions and then give the informations to that. On the tourism sites, we can also give you details if you want to do things on the side or on off days in and around Windhoek, which is the capital, that we can recommend. So it will be good if we have detailed questions that we can answer with information with regard to the competition itself, so the festivals, the technical. We will work, of course, with Avishkaar to answer those. I submit.
Thank you, Mr. Irwin. I believe Mr. Jimo had a question. Mr. Jimo wanted to make a verbal contribution. Yeah, please.
Mr. Jimmo, you want to say something? I would like to make a verbal contribution. Can I have the floor? This is your question. Please, you can.
Yes, I'm talking already. I'm talking. Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, we
Yes,
can
we
hear
can.
you.
Oh, okay. I was talking initially. Probably maybe we have issues with our mic here. All right. Good morning. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello,
My
sir.
name is Olawale Jimoh, Work Fusion, Director of Work Fusion, Avishkaar Nigeria partner. I wanted to make some sort of contribution. We were not at the last Avishkaar League in India, Delhi, majorly due to logistics. We had our national competition that served sort of like a qualifying for the Delhi event. But we had between our national competition and Delhi event, it was around a month gap we have in between. It was around a month we have in between. So the cost of flight was around $1,500. Do you understand? The cost of flight was around $1,500. Then hotel, I can't really remember how much hotel was coming to. That was majorly why nobody was able to make it, because the cost was probably on the high side. Okay, now I was thinking, okay, if you be having Avishkaar Africa edition, will it be a qualifying phase for the international one in Delhi? That's first question. Or do you expect us to, expect our participant, our team from Nigeria to attempt to come to Delhi, I mean, Namibia, or let's say Ghana, or which other country that will be hosting next in September, then we still go to Delhi in January. The cost, the burden of the cost. I want us to look into that. Will it be a qualifying, or will it just be, okay, once Africa has done its own, then you don't need to come to Delhi again? Do you understand?
No,
I want us
Africa, yeah, I think I understand your question. Africa would be an independent competition. So, there would not be any connection between people who participate and win in Africa. Think of Africa as the international version for 2025. Similarly, internationally, we'll probably end up doing it in Singapore or Canada or America or, whichever part in the world next year. So the cycle ends there. So basically, think of this as a culmination of 2024 event where the international version is happening in Namibia. For example, you had your local winners in Nigeria. Similarly, there will be local winners in Zimbabwe. There will be local winners in Africa. There will be local winners or in Cote d'Ivoire. There are local winners in India. All of them are coming together, and Namibia is an international showcase. So once the showcase is over, there is no carrying forward this credentials into the next Delhi competition. So Delhi competition is not really, an international competition. It is more for India. But of course, since we are, based out of India, we want to invite everyone to India. So we extend invitation to you. But that'll be a absolutely different version of the competition. Hope I answer your question.
Oh, okay, yeah, we do. But it's okay. I think probably, okay, let me just, we are all partners here, so I can give some sort of advice or contribution. Okay, I was thinking, can't we do it in form of like this world competitions, like FIFA World Cup? That every continent will have their qualifying, then there will be an international hosting country, so that, take for instance, so now say, okay, Delhi is the hosting country here, so Africa will have the qualifiers, then they all go to Delhi to go and, can it work that way, or you just want them to be independent so that Africa does its own separately, other continent does their own separately as well, then India has to do its own separately?
So, good questions. There are thoughts, and on both ends, we will, we will talk to you separately. We'll probably connect with all our partners. There are pros and cons of each approaches. But at this point of time, we want the Namibia League to be the international version where people coming from different countries, the respective winners from different countries are competing and doing it in Namibia. But yes, as more time passes, some of the comments that you made, those feedbacks will be accommodated and figured out what's the right way of operation for us.
Okay, okay, all right, no
Thank
problem.
you.
Then on the side of the organizer in Namibia, I understand they're going to have a dedicated team that will help with logistics in terms of visa, in terms of hotel. I want to believe so. Flight, we're going to organize flight from here, certainly. So we look forward to the team so that they can help with the cost for all this, so that we'll know what we're looking at in terms of the cost implication for this trip. Hmm? All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Of course, our team is ready. Our first point of contact is Madam Shanice. I will ask her to put her contact details by email and platforms on the chat page so that you get straight to the details of information you want or assistance that you want. And we are glad of your interest to come to Namibia, and we value your participation. So we will do our utmost best to make your travel and your stay in Namibia as much as the best it can be. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, Shanice. Please go ahead, Shanice.
Yes, I did share my contact details in the chat. I'm sure Pooja will also share probably on different partner groups. As soon as we have an indication of how many countries and how many teams are interested in coming, it will make it easier for us to organize and start planning accommodation and other logistic arrangements. Thank you.
Why is there so much?
Thank you very much. I think we have come to the tard end of the session. It was a 1 hour session. We are already at 57 minutes. So just to be cognizant and respectful of everyone's time, I will ask for your leave now. We are all connected through Pooja is our common connection. So if you have any other further questions, please feel free to reach out to Pooja. We will have these webinars every once in 15 days or even sooner. I look forward to, as I said, to celebrate the more things that we have in common than the things that we have in difference when we meet in Namibia. Thank you very much. Good night, good day, and good afternoon.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Goodbye.
Shanice, and thank you all the partners who have joined. Thanks, Kikase.
Thank you,
Goodbye.
Pooja.
Okay, bye. Bye. Take care. Bye.
Hello.
Yes, Miss Khanuja.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you one question. Actually, my daughter was not a winner in Delhi. She
Okay.
was not in
What
top
was the
3.
okay?
So I just wanted to know, like, why I have getting this link that you can join Africa, you can join
Was it okay?
international.
We will, ma'am, I don't know your individual case. Maybe, Pooja or Vishakha can reach out to you. But, I think the qualifying criteria is the top 5 teams across different levels. So if your child
Okay.
was in top 5 teams, then, most likely you would have got an invitation. But sometimes such administrative, challenges happen. But yes, if your child is in the top 5 teams in the nationals, then definitely you would have got an email, and that's the correct one. But if the child was not in the top 5 teams, then I don't know why it happened. Sometimes tagging can be a problem. But I hope
In
the
Delhi,
session
you
was
have
enriching.
announced top 3, right?
No, we had but overall winners on the website, you will find the scores as well. So internally, you would have been in top 5. That's why most likely you would have gotten an email. Otherwise, not.
Okay, because I'm unaware that I am in I was not in the top
Yeah,
3, so maybe I just don't know, like 4th and 5th
No
position.
problem, sir.
I'm not aware
But
about.
yeah, it would have been mostly because your child would have been in top 5.
Okay.
Okay. But I hope you still found the session useful.
Yeah, I completely found, even I was interested in Africa. So that's
Ah.
why we joined, but we don't know the score and everything. So
Oh,
That's
it's
okay.
okay. Don't worry.
like, can you just tell me, can you just from your team, can you just give my number to someone so I can have the score, like what was the score of my
Sure.
child? So yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Ma'am,
So Miss
I
Kinuja, what
will
you
take
do
that.
is,
I will
No,
yeah,
take
yeah,
good
please.
care of that, Tarun. I have noted her
Yeah.
name. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am. We'll
Please,
do
please,
that.
please.
Okay.
Someone from our team will contact
Thank
you.
Yeah, yeah.
no,
Thank you.
book, Mena.
Mm.
Will it be online? You can.
Okay, bye-bye, everyone. Have a good day and good weekend.
Bye-bye.